Hey guys, Jake with JLA Realty coming to you today, Tuesday, July 21st. Wanting to get right into it because I know only about a minute of these are watched. So I want to get into seller's disclosures. Okay, so I'm a Houston area realtor out here in Texas. We have seller's disclosures, and we have two. We have a Texas realtor's seller's disclosure and a Houston area realtor's seller's disclosure. Seller's disclosure, what that's going to do is so let's say I went to a listing appointment. I want to try to help list your house. One of the things I'm going to bring is a seller's disclosure with me. That way we can go over it together. What a seller's disclosure is doing is disclosing everything to a potential buyer. So on that seller's disclosure, it's going to have the first page is going to ask you to list everything that's in the house. So it's going to say, is there cable TV wiring? Is there carbon monoxide detectors? Ceiling fans, cooktop, dishwasher, disposal, trash compactor. It's going to ask you what's in the house. And you're just going to check yes or no. Now, it's going to ask you what kind of shingles, what year the shingles were replaced. Do you know of any discrepancies in the foundation, in the sidewalks, in the floors, the basement, the ceilings? Pretty much just anything within your knowledge. If you know of anything, they're gonna want you to put it down. If you don't, you don't. And the main thing about these sellers disclosures, what people here in Houston particularly are looking for, is flooding. So on the seller's disclosure, it's going to ask you about flooding. I have in front of me the Texas Realtors seller's disclosure. So that is under Section 5 on that one. So Section 5 of the Texas Realtors seller's disclosure is reading as follows. Are you, seller, aware of any of the following conditions? Mark Y if you are aware and check wholly or partly as applicable. I'll get into that later. Mark no if you are not aware. So the first question on the Texas form, it says present flood insurance coverage. It's asking if you have it. Most people do. So you check yes or no. Second question, previous flooding due to a failure or breach of reservoir or a controlled or emergency release of a water from reservoir. I personally would want that to be no. I've met people that said, well, it was emergency release. Yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. That's for sure. So, third question, previous flooding due to a natural flood event. I'd want it to be no. Previous water penetration into a structure of the property due to a natural flood event. No. So here's the located wholly or partly. It's another check. On this one, the person didn't check it. They should have, but. Well, actually, no. They put no, so they're fine. I take that back. So it says located wholly or partly. So wholly all the way in, partly just a little bit in, right? Located wholly or partly in 100-year floodplain. You'd want it to be no. Located wholly or partly in a 500-year floodplain. No. Located wholly or partly in a floodway. No. Located wholly or partly in a flood pool. No. Located wholly or partly in a reservoir. I'd want it to be no. So there's a little more detail, but if you come across a seller's disclosure and you don't have any help and you're just watching this video, I would just say read it. And if you know of something that's wrong, go ahead and check it because you don't want that to come and bite you in the butt. If you're a seller and you say no, but you knew there was a discrepancy and that buyer can prove it, they can take you to court on that. So just be as truthful as possible. If you don't know, you don't know. That's as simple as I can state that. So another thing I try to tell clients that I work with is we as sales agents, we are not legal advisors. We cannot give you legal advice. We can fill these forms out for you, give you these forms, and try to help you with these forms, but our hands are tied to an extent because we are not lawyers and we cannot give you legal advice. It's come to bite realtors in the butt in the past. So they tend to tell us to stick away from giving any kind of legal advice or any kind of advice that could be misconstrued as legal. So, yeah, wrapping up, we have the seller's disclosure. There's two different ones here in Texas and Houston that we use. You want to make sure there's no flooding. I usually send an RPR, a real estate property evaluation, when I do a listing. And that'll tell you if you're in the flood zone or not, or which one you're at. It has a color scheme and tells you this color is this 100-year, this color is 500 years. So anyway, yeah, seller's disclosures. Make sure you are disclosing any kind of discrepancies in your house. If you're a buyer, that's probably one of the first things you want your realtor to send you is a seller's disclosure, so you know what you're getting into. And I'm gonna wrap up with the Dow Jones looking strong at 26.9. NASDAQ rolling in at 10.7, and the real estate index staying strong at 310. Market rates today, 30-year fixed is at 3.0 with the APR of 3.1. The 30-year fixed VA, 2.875 with 3.128 as the APR. 15-year, my favorite, 2.625 with an APR of 2.81, and we will not get into the adjustable rate mortgages. So again, I'm just trying to get this real estate information out there, trying to get some people in some houses, fulfill that American dream. If you could like and subscribe to my videos, just click this video, go to YouTube and subscribe. That would help me out greatly. And you guys have a wonderful day.